everyone. Welcome to the Eternal Money Podcast. I'm your host, Freddie McKayan, and join with me, as always, my brothers, Nick and Nelson. We are three regular 9-to-5 job employees who are on the path to financial freedom. We created this podcast to share knowledge and opinions with the hope of inspiring others to lead a similar lifestyle. Each week, we'll go over the following on our podcast: the state of the market, buy zone, watch list, and our weekly topic train discussion. We are also here to learn from each other and you, the listener, so please drop a question or comment at any of our social media outlets. Follow us on Instagram at Eternal Money Podcast, follow us on Twitter at Eternal Money Pod, and find us on YouTube at the Eternal Money Podcast. Now, before we begin, let's go over our disclaimer. We are not financial advisors. The ideas and opinions expressed in the Eternal Money Podcast and any of its guests are for general information and entertainment purposes only. Any reliance on the information provided in this podcast is done at your own risk. So please do your research. So now that we got that out of the way, fellas, besides inflation hitting 9.1%, the average monthly rent in Manhattan going up to $5,000,
My goodness,
and the euro and U.S. dollar becoming equal for the first time in 20 years, how was your week, guys?
Man, Flip, you just dropped it on us, bro, man. But, yeah, man, my brothers, good week. I think we got some legs, some momentum. I'm excited to be here and chop it up with you guys, see what's going on.
Yeah, man. It was a solid week. It went by pretty quick, I think, And, yeah, I mean, good week. I just want to say I want to thank all the listeners and watchers for supporting us,
Yes, sir.
Keep rating, keep reviewing.
Yes, sir.
That helps us out a lot. And, share it with somebody because you don't know who might be able to use this information,
That's right.
So,
That's right.
Once again, thank you, and let's get this started.
Yes, sir. Let's do it, Flip.
All right. So in our next segment, State of the Market, in the week ending on July 15th, SPY went down 0.91%, QQQ went down 1.18%, DIA went down 0.26%, and IWM went down 1.42%. Fellas, what's your takes on this?
Well, my take is that the banks had a big effect on keeping the market down this week. They had some bad earnings, SPY is stuck right now in this 20-point box between about 371 and 391.
Yep.
Just like, are we in a bear market or not a bear market? It just keeps going from bear market to not bear market. So, I mean, I saw some good though still. Even though the week started off weak and banks were ugly, I saw some good still. I saw that the volume picked up this week, and it's still below average, but I like that it picked up, even though, market was down slightly. SPY wasn't even down 1%. So IWM, which is the banks mainly and energy sector, that's what really held it down this week. They were down 1.42%. And the market took a lot of punches this week, but they stayed resilient, even with bad data drops. CPI, 9.1. You mentioned, Flip. That day the market gapped down. Market gapped down that day, but the bulls they fought back. I think it was down 80 or 90 points the S&P 500, and then there was like a 70-point rally the rest of the day until the close to finish pretty strong. That was Wednesday, I believe, and the skew is still low, but it's increasing. So I see that as a good sign. Finally, people are starting to hedge a little bit. So when they see red, they're not going to be running for the hills and selling everything, hopefully, because they'll have a little protection, And but I want to talk about the CPI, the 9.1%. That number right there. I mean, when that number came out, right? I went and I looked at the Fed funds rate, the probability for the next rate hike, and it went from a 75 basis point. That was the highest probability, right? That day, right after that drop, the probability changed to about 70% that they were going to hike 100 basis points
Oh man.
to 30%.
Oh man.
But then, as the week went on, it flipped back. It flipped back. I looked a little while ago, and it was back. It was back the way it was. 69% that it's going to be a 75 basis point hike to 31%. So I mean that's pretty much. I think they're going to stick to that, and yeah, because the CPI was so high. If it would have been lower, maybe it would have been different, but. We'll see what happens with that. That's in a couple weeks, so we'll see. And then, yeah, we said the banks, their earnings were bad. We expected that. Everything's bad, They're losing money, but whatever. And then we saw rotation back into utilities and staples this week. So that's I don't like that because last week people left them, and now they're coming back that quick. Are they scared again? The fear's back. I don't know. Mm-hmm. And as far as the commodities, that were bad. Gold, 4 straight weeks down. That's not good. Crude oil, again, was bad this week. And the agriculture products, the wheat, the soybeans, and the corn, that's been on a downward spiral since from like February or March when the war stuff started. So, again, I saw resiliency in the market. Tech is still pretty strong. It was down this week, but Apple's holding them up, and I like what I saw. I'm still remaining bullish right now in the short term. I don't know what you think about that, Nick, but that's my opinion.
That's good, man. That was well said. And do you see when people come to this podcast, they get the rate on corn, baby. You see this? They get all information here. So anything you want here, we got you. We got you as far as the information. But yeah, man, I think I'm going to agree with you on a lot of the things here. Me and you, we look at the market very similarly. And, like we said, coming back, the inflation coming back higher than expected. We got the reaction from that. The market reacted to that. We got the downside on that, right? But then we came back with a pretty good upside. So that was a good sign. To me, that was a good sign. We digested that news. We didn't get too low, which is a good sign. And then, the bulls came back and they started buying again, which is good. So I think as far as short term, like we talked about last week, short term, we're still good, man. We got legs. We're over the 20. The S&P is over the 20-day moving average, which is a confirmed uptrend. So like I always say, man, we're in an uptrend until we're not. So, right now we're in an uptrend. I think inflation is, going to continue to be a factor moving forward. And then, like you said, the financials boosted us this week, which was good. So Friday, they gave us a nice rally into the close, which gave a lot of people hope, which in this market, that's what you need to do. There's a lot of people that have fear and a lot of people that are going to be selling their things just based off of fear. And Nell, me and you, we talk about this all the time, that fear and greed move these markets. So the fear aspect of it, people are they're going to feel a little bit of comfort knowing that things are looking all right now, So I think we just got to continue to do what we're doing, hold on tight. I think things are going to start to look good as far as movement to the upside, but also we got to consider things for the interest rate coming back at the end of the month. That's going to be the next thing we have to eye. But man, I'm an optimist. When everyone thinks that shit's going down, I think shit's going up. So I still have that outlook. I think things are still going up, and I think overall we're going to be all right. But let's just take a look at the interest rates coming back. And then, see how we react from there. But that's my take as far as state of the market right now, man.
Whew. Well said, my brother.
That's the thing. We're contrarians. Like, whatever somebody's doing, we want to do the opposite, and that's boded well for us, like, in our life, Like, we don't follow the crowd.
Know what I'm saying?
You can't follow what everybody is doing, man, because everybody's not doing that well, Most people aren't doing well, so don't be like most people.
Don't be like most people, And I'm kind of like waiting to just step in, take the opportunity, the lower prices, just kind of get my way in there while people are fearful. I want to get in there, buy my shares, and be happy with it. So, bring the fear on, baby. Bring it on.
That's it, man.
All right. Thank you, fellas. So for our next segment, Buy Zone, Nick and Nelson will discuss their weekly buys, open trades, and profit taking. For those of you who are new to investing, this is a great opportunity to get yourself familiar with the different companies that they mentioned, so you can begin your own research and investment strategies. So, Nell, please start us off. What does it look like for you next week?
Okay, so
Last week. Woo, I blew it.
okay, so
Flips out here.
I had one trade I closed. The one I don't know if you guys remember. I put that trade on that ratio butterfly on the Qs. I think
I do remember.
Yeah, I think on Friday I put that on, and I said I wanted to close it for 60 to 70% profit.
Yes.
I didn't see. I missed the 70% profit because you know what? I didn't expect the Qs to go down so much early on in the week. Right after that CPI, I noticed like usually when I put these trades on, I put a good till cancel order to take profit, but I didn't expect the market to be down so much, so I just didn't put it. So then I think it was when did I close that? On Thursday I closed it. But I think the day before it was down. It was my profit was at 70% already, and I missed it. So then Thursday came, and I said, you know what? The market's been pretty weak. Let me just take it off. I took it off for 53% profit. So,
hey, man,
I mean,
that's all right, bro.
Yeah, I wanted 60 to 70.
That to the bank, boy.
And then, you know what? I was also debating because with these butterflies, they you have so many things you could do with them. I could have taken all the risk off the table and then just left like a couple options there as a home run, but then I missed it.
Got green and win.
I could have done that when the market gapped down, but I missed it.
Yeah.
So I said, you know what? Let me take that risk off the table. Remember, I think my max loss was $143. I said, hey, let me take my profit, take that money back, and reinvest it. You know, so that's what I did.
It's a win, man. That's
yeah,
dope. It's a win.
I took that profit. That was on Thursday afternoon, and then, but then actually before that on Tuesday I opened a trade. If you guys remember, I had Tesla on my watch list last week.
I remember.
And I did open up a trade on Tesla this week. It's a swing trade. The expiration is August 12th, and
Nice.
Tesla was trading at about 700 on Tuesday. So I bought a call spread, the 815, 820 call spread, paid $97. That's the max loss because you know when you buy options, your max loss is what you pay for them.
Yep.
I'm looking to make $50 to $100 on it, and the expected move I think is about 112 or 115. So if Tesla moves to about 750, 760, which it easily can, if it gets some legs under it, I think it closed around 715 today, but it was at 730. So if it gets up there, I should be able to take that off. That expires August 12th. And then Friday, I made two more trades. I made one on MasterCard, another swing trade, but it's really I'm playing it for earnings. They have earnings on July 28th, so that's in 2 weeks. The options expire on July 29th, and I'm bullish on MasterCard going into earnings. Today they opened up over the 20 and closed cleanly over the 20 EMA. So I'm thinking the bulls are gonna push that one up for the next couple of weeks. I bought the 342.5 and 345 call spread for $85. The expected move is about 21 points. MasterCard was trading around 330 when I placed the trade. So if you think about it, if it moves up 10, 12 points, I should be able to get my profit, you know? So I'm looking to take same thing about 40 to $80. Nothing crazy, just keep it moving. And finally, I placed another trade Friday. It was on gold. I've been watching it, and I just think gold's dropped too far too fast. 4 weeks straight down. So
You've had your eye on gold too.
I know.
Got a thing with gold.
I know.
You got a little thing with gold, boy.
Well, it failed. It failed before when it was around the 20 EMA. It failed. It never got over it. So
You're like, all right, I'm coming back.
I mean, you know, I didn't.
I'll see you later.
I didn't pull the trigger because I was waiting for it, but it
Oh, that's right. You didn't take the trade.
no,
right?
I didn't. I said if it closes above whatever it was at that point,
remember, bro.
if it closes above the 20, I'm gonna go long.
And it never did. It never
No,
broke out.
Never did.
it never did.
You know, you got to be
Never saw it.
patient. You know, so
Yeah,
if I
man.
would have taken that trade, it would have been a loser, a fat loser.
You know what's funny, bro? When I go through my charts, I'll throw in GLD to see where it's at, and I'm like, all right, where's Nell on this?
Yeah.
And then it's like, just like kind of just going in that zone. I'm like, all right, I hope he didn't take a position yet.
Nah.
I hope he's not there yet. I hope he's not there yet. And then finally, you get the breakout.
Gold was consolidating, and then I was expecting the breakout, but it actually broke down. So it's been down four straight weeks. So what did I do? I gave myself time on this one, right? September 16 expiration, 63 days.
Oh, man,
I bought. I'm bullish because it's been going down four straight weeks. So 164, 167 call spreads. Paid $80. Looking to make 40 to $80. Same thing. I gave myself time though, because shit can keep going down. So
yeah.
But I don't want to miss it. If let's say this weekend or whatever, it opens up, gaps up, I don't want to miss the move,
Man.
So
I know.
that's why I gave myself that much time just in case, but hopefully it happens before. And
that's a tough move, man, because it's like, all right, it's going to go, but it's not going without me. I'm not letting it go without me.
Because, it's almost down at that level where there's strong support, but sometimes it never gets there,
I know.
So I'm like, I don't want to miss the trade. But, I mean, you never know. With these things, it could go down more, it could go up. But
that's the problem with this market, bro. It's like the 20 is, the 20, the 20 is reliable in as far as, my opinion goes. But in this market right now, the 20 is just a rubber band. It's just up, down, above the 20, below the 20.
That's what I'm saying. It's not holding, supported. It's not being resistant. So what can you do? You just got to. That's why I'm just trying to give myself time. And then I don't know if you guys noticed, I placed those 3 trades and they all have different expirations. So why I do that is for diversification and to minimize risk. You don't want to put all your eggs in one single expiration because sometimes the market is just correlated, obviously, and everything could go down or everything could go up. So, and if that happens, you're gonna lose all your money or you're gonna make a lot of money. But
so you're kind of giving yourself a little bit of margin to manage your risk, right?
That's the thing. You want to spread it around because, like I said before, SPY has been in this chop zone. In this 20-point thing, and everything is kind of following that too. So
it's hitting support and resistance, but it's just it's staying in that zone.
It's consolidating, man. So you know what that means? A big move is coming. We don't know which way though. Hopefully,
you gotta watch the volume.
Hopefully up, because that's what everybody wants. So,
what are we gonna say? Yeah. Upside all day, right?
We're bullish right now. So
that's right, man. That's right.
But yeah, that's the trades I play. So I got 3 open trades. I closed 1, and that's it. I mean, hopefully I'll get some of these to come in by next week, and then we'll keep recycling that money, man.
There you go.
Keep making trades.
There you go, bro. I like it.
And what'd you do this week? Don't tell me you bought more Altria.
Oh man, let me get into this. Let me get into this, bro. All right, so let's get into this, man. Let's see what the deal is for this week. Now we talked about it last week. In the industrial sector has been beat up. It's been selling off. When we say selling off, that means it's been coming down. And when these things happen, we just wait for the setup, and then we buy. Right. So my motto, like always, every week I'm trying to find undervalued quality dividend stocks that are set up in the zone that I like, and that's when I buy, right? So let's go through to this week. This week was Monday, the 11th of July. Had to go with 3M, so I did $100 into 3M. I was able to get them at $129.50, which is a steal in my opinion. And that was just under a share, so it was 0.77 shares. That was a 4.62% dividend yield, which is excellent for 3M. And that added just under $5 to my forward income. Moving on to the next day, which was the 12th of July, Tuesday, I put I couldn't help myself here, man. I had to put another $100 into Dow. This was Dow, wasn't it? I know you guys were waiting for the Altria. I'm going to get there in a minute. Yeah. But I went into Dow Inc. They're a materials company, and I was able to scoop them up at $50.48, and that was 1.9 shares, and this was good. I was able to lock in a 5.52% dividend yield. So to me, that's a win, and that's just under $6 in forward income. And then I went, every week I go into the boring index fund of the S&P 500. So I threw $125 into VTSAX, which is the total stock market. And then I got them at $92.72. That was one share, 1.35 shares. Very small yield there, 1.5% on the dividend yield, which is fine. It's a long-term play. And then that's, it's nonsense. It's just $2 on the forward income. So not a lot there, but that's a long-term play. That's in my Roth IRA, so I'm not touching that for, 25, 26 years. So I'm just throwing a little cash in there and give it a little love as we go. All right, Wednesday, the 13th of July. This was right before the reaction. No, the day of the inflation call, right? This was the day of the inflation call. I had to go back in, and I got some more 3M. So that's what that was. I got $100 more of 3M, and I got them lower. I got them at $128.19, which was 0.79 shares, 4.65% dividend yield, and just under $5 in income. So total income, it was $425 invested, 4.08% dividend yield, adding about $17 to the forward annual income. So, like we said, it's a small little base hits. That's what I like. Small little base hits, just accumulating that and letting it compound. Now, let's go over to the weekly. Now, this was a very good week for dividends for your boy. This was 6 payments, and I got $387.19. So that bought me more shares. So I kind of calculated a little bit to see like what was the yield on the ones that were reinvested. And then altogether with those reinvested, the $387 reinvested, that they came to $44.50 added to the income. So, like we said, we're happy with that. We're just inching our way to our goal for the year. So overall, we're happy with that. Now, let me go into this Altria deal. I did see Altria. I was itching, man. Market opened Monday. I'm like, shit, I'm about to get me some more of this, man. But then I knew this too. That's why I decided not to. I got the dividend from Altria on Monday morning, and it was $147. So, I was like, you know what? I'm happy with it. I added to it. I got about 10 shares of it with all my ads. And then the dividend, $147, bought me a few more shares. I was like, you know what? I'm good. I'm good with that. I'm happy I added to it. Let's show love to some other, stocks in the sector. So those were my buys, man. That's what I did this week. It's pretty boring, but to me, it's just all about base hits. Just keep hitting them, getting on base, keep hitting them, getting on base. And, down the line, it's going to be very rewarding. So that's where we're at, Flip. That's the deal here. Oh, let me say one more thing. I'm going to throw this in here. I did take a trade as well. I took a new swing trade. I didn't have a lot of money. I only had about $50, so I bought one share of Delta at $28.50, and I'm going to hopefully swing that to $38. So, the airline trade is on. Nell, I'm sure you know that the airline trade is setting up and it's on. So I bought one share of Delta, and I'm going to swing that to $38. So as I get more money too, I'm going to add to that as long as it's under the 20. And then, we're going to ride it up to $38. So back into the swing trading and continue with dividends. We do it every day, man. That's what we're about here. Financial freedom, baby.
Yes, sir.
Good job, man.
All right. So in this next segment, Watchlist, Nick and Nelson will discuss potential opportunities for the week and where to deploy capital. So as I mentioned earlier, for those of you who are new to investing, this is definitely a great opportunity to get yourself familiar with the different companies that they mention so you can begin your own research as well as creating your investment strategies. Nell, start us off, my brother.
Actually, you know what? Yeah, let me go as I go. Right? So, all right. So I'm gonna get in there and I'm gonna go buy some more Altria. No, I'm joking, man. That's it. It's over for Altria.
What to say?
No, I'm gonna get in there and this week, man. Honestly, I'm gonna kind of keep it the same as last week. I'm just gonna go with things that are selling off, things that are setting up the way that I like it. So right now, it's still gonna continue to be the industrials. We're looking at Honeywell, Caterpillar, 3M. Things like that, but also I might take a look at oil too, as oil comes down because the oil's been hit, and it continues to sell off. If it sets up, it hasn't been as low as I thought it was going to come down. It's still selling off a little bit, but it hasn't come down to the levels that I was buying it at before. But we've had a crazy run with oil, so if that starts to come down a little bit, I think I'm going to nibble a little bit on oil. That'll be the next rotation that I have as far as sectors, but. I think right now the short term is going to continue to be banging down these industrial stocks.
Okay.
Nelly F. Legend, take it over.
Cool.
Man.
I mean, as far as single stocks, the market's so correlated right now. I mean, everything just moves together. So I don't know, but I do have one that I would love to short in the coming weeks here. If it continues up, it's Beyond Meat. Beyond Meat. it's I don't know if you guys ever tasted their food. It's terrible. So
yeah, it tastes like shit.
yeah, so I don't want to offend any vegetarians or
I'll
or
say it,
vegans
man. I'll
or
say it.
vegans out there, but I mean their product, the Beyond Meat product, it's like dog shit. So it's been up
high quality. High quality.
This year to date is down. Year to date is down almost 50%, but the stock, the past month it's been up about 33%. I mean, I don't know why. I guess people, they're so scared they're just buying anything right now. So, why would you be buying Beyond Meat? Company makes no money.
Damn.
I know.
When I go to the supermarket, it's always there. Nobody buys that shit. So I have no idea. I mean, I know the market is not reality sometimes, the stock market, but it's like it makes no sense to me. It's a shit company. So if it keeps going up like the way it's been, I'm gonna look to short it. And then other than that, I'm gonna stay bullish now. Remember last week I was bearish and to neutral on tech, the QQQ, but it was down this week. I got my trade off, so I'm gonna stay bullish with their earnings coming up in a couple weeks. All the tech earnings. Usually, tech tries to save the market. And man, Apple's been hot, so if Apple's hot, the Qs are gonna be hot. And
bro. You also got to remember too that growth eventually, bro. Growth is gonna come.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking about the DraftKings, the PayPal's, the Roku's. Eventually money's gonna get in there.
Yeah.
Has to, bro. These things are down 70-80% for the year.
I know, it's crazy. And like I said, I don't know if you watch even Pinterest. Pinterest has some good news.
I got a position in them, bro.
Pinterest has some good news Thursday into Friday. I woke up because I have some Pinterest and my son's account. And I'm like, why is this thing up so much? And then I saw that some
buying shares, right?
What was that?
What was it? What was it? Hedge was buying shares, right?
Some investor. It's like a big investor. He has like
some billionaire.
He has like a 9% stake in the company or something, and he wants some changes made or something. So
he probably just woke up and was like, "Hey, honey, look, I'm about to move the market." Look, watch.
So I was like, no, that's what happened because I woke up and I looked at his account. I was like, why is he up so much money today? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then I'm
trying to mess with these people now. Let's go.
And then you know what happened? I had sold some calls against some of the shares that he had, so that expired today. The calls expired
before the news.
Yeah. I sold. It was because I sell covered calls here and there to make money for make a little income. So
sure.
The calls that I had sold, it was like the 22. I think they want to say the 22 straight calls. So Pinterest was like at 17, 18 yesterday. So I'm like, all right, those things are going to expire worthless. So that's all the money's going to stay in my pocket. Then I wake up this morning and that's what the stock was. Actually, I looked at the chart. The stock went past the calls after hours. It was like $24. I was like, are you kidding me? They're going to try to take my shares. I was going to have to defend the position. I was going to have to
you got to roll it up.
Yeah, I was going to have to roll the calls out and then.
You're like, I'm not taking these shares. No assignment.
No, because I'm taking a bloodbath on those. So I want to keep the shares. You know what I'm saying? If
of course, bro.
If they take them from me, I'm gonna have to realize that loss, and I don't want to. So
I know.
So what happened was, then the market opened up on Pinterest. It was like 20 and a half or something, and my call was at 22. So I was like, I want to buy this shit back for a penny, for $1 right now. The calls, because I had 3 of them. So I wanted to just take the risk off. And then, you know what happened? Those calls, they were worth they were a penny yesterday. So a penny in options is really $1 because each option contract is 100 shares. You multiply the cent by 100. It's $1.
Right.
So yesterday when the market closed, the options, they were $1. When they opened this morning, they were each worth $15.
Oh,
so you know what I'm saying? So I was like, I mean, I think I had sold them for $30-$40 when I think it was like a month ago. I sold them for like $30-$40, right? So I'm like, whatever. I was just trying to make some extra income, on his account. So then I was like, don't tell me this thing is gonna go over 22 today. So I'm like, buy it back for $1, buy it back for $1. But nobody, it wasn't going because they were worth 14 cents. I guess it was. People thought that the stock was going to keep going up because it went up to 24 after hours.
Yeah.
So I'm like, God.
I mean, it popped in open. It popped like 16-17%.
Yeah. So unfortunately, the rest of the day it just consolidated and went down, and I was able to buy those calls back.
I know.
And then But I was thinking, I was like, imagine somebody yesterday they bought like 1,000 calls, the 22 calls for $1, right? So if you spend $1,000, that would have been worth 14,000, 15,000 today. You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
I mean, it's a risk, obviously, but it's like,
of course.
I was like, wow, that was crazy.
You always got to play those what ifs, like in like these crazy ass situations. Like, yo, what if I had like 50 grand into the stock and it moved up like that?
Sometimes I think I'm like, what cheap option can I buy? Like $1, $2 option, like, and just wake up one day and that shit's gonna be worth like $1,000. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm doing that shit all the time, bro. Playing these scenarios in my mind all the time. Like,
all
right, if I had this stock at $2 and it went to 15, like, what would that? I'm like, all right, like, damn.
Yeah, because
hey,
what if I put my life savings in Doge?
Yeah. And now I'm down 55%.
You know what's funny? I was at a birthday party in Long Island a few weeks ago, speaking about crypto, and then everybody was talking about like, oh, how's your crypto doing? And I was like, oh, my shit's in the red, man. I'm down like 70% of my share, this and that. And one guy, he's like, yeah, I'm down too. He's like, hey, don't worry though, I'm not gonna sell till it hits zero. I'm not gonna sell till zero. I'm gonna ride it all the way down to zero, baby.
But what else can you do at this point, man?
I say,
you gotta ride that.
You gotta hold, right? You gotta hodl.
You have to.
So,
you have to, man.
That was funny. I was like, yeah, you're right. Who's gonna sell now? Everybody's bleeding. Everybody's in the red. Bro. So
yeah, exactly. What are you gonna do? You're gonna realize a big ass loss.
Nah, you just gotta hold because you never know. I mean, the way it went up last year, it could happen again.
I know.
So
I know, bro.
But yeah, I mean,
you know what's funny, bro? It's so funny how it went up to 68 grand, right? And that's when people were buying. The same people that are saying, "Oh no, I don't want to take a loss." They were buying this shit at $68,000.
Oh, Bitcoin, right?
Yeah, like they're buying the joint at 68 grand.
Yeah,
and then it comes down to 20, and they're like, "Oh no, it's too risky now.
It's too cheap now. I can't buy it at this price."
You were buying this shit at 68 grand, bro. Like, what are you saying, man?
That's what we say, man. Like, you got to do the opposite of what people do, because that's what people are. What is it? It's euphoria when you see the thing going up. You see the thing going up. Like, oh yeah, I got to get in.
It's the FOMO, right? Like I can't let the ship go without me, Yeah. But if you know to buy the shit, you know what you're looking at, then you're gonna eliminate all that.
Last year,
so what you're saying is I should buy Doge.
If it sets up, Flip, not investment advice.
This is not financial advice. But Flip, didn't you have some crypto last year that went crazy?
Bro, didn't you have you had like a big win? You had like one big win, right? Like, weren't you up like 100% on a deal or something, right?
Yeah, from Ethereum.
No, was it the Ethereum or Ethereum Classic, right?
Ethereum Classic.
I remember you showing us that you were up like 120%. I'm like,
hell yeah.
Flip, like, trim that, bro.
And then I trimmed it, and you know what I put it into?
Doge.
Fucking Doge.
Damn, Flip.
You know when I did that?
That's not the push, man.
Right before Elon went live on SNL, I remember it was a Saturday afternoon. I said, you know what? I'm going to trim it. I'm going to listen to the fellas. Wrong timing. I did it right before the SNL show with Elon.
Damn.
Flip.
And Doge plummeted. I'm like,
Flip bought the high, man. That's hard to do.
He bought the hot RSI. He bought the hot RSI.
Oh man.
Yo, right. Honestly, right after he was on SNL, Elon, bro, that shit's been tanking since then.
I know, bro. I know.
What's it at
now?
What
was the high? What was the high in Doge? Like the high.
66.
It's 63.
I don't know. I think it was higher than that.
From I
think it hit 70, bro. I think it hit 70 something.
72.04 was the highest number. I remember seeing it.
It never went $1, right? It never broke $1.
No. It was 70 something, the high, and then everybody thought like Elon's gonna pump it. Elon's gonna pump it. Nah, yeah, he pumped it down, bro. It's been.
Hell yeah,
the Flip's like, all right, let me get in.
But
I'll take 200 shares real quick.
It's the same thing you're saying about Bitcoin. People were buying it when it was over 60,000, and then now,
bro, because they can't. They're afraid to miss it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then it comes down, and then it's too risky.
Yeah.
Listen, once it hits 10 to 13,000, I'm buying.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's gonna go. I don't know if it's gonna go down that low, bro. But it could. I mean, it's been.
People said it won't go down.
It's been consolidating here in this 19 to 21 range.
Bro, have you seen that zone, bro?
Yeah.
On the daily?
Yeah,
that's a crazy zone, bro.
Yeah.
It's been months of just sideways.
So I mean, with all that.
It's either going to go heavy down or heavy up.
Yeah, I mean,
Hey.
something's gonna happen. But I mean,
But I'm looking at it right
whatever
now.
the market's doing, usually it's been doing the same kind of lately. So
By the way, absolutely no investing advice here on Bitcoin, please.
definitely not on any
Absolutely
cryptocurrencies. We just mess around with that, like that's like
That's the spec
Yeah.
section of my portfolio.
That's like, I mean,
absolutely speculative.
like 1 to 2% of your investment
If
income,
that,
if
bro.
that, you
If
know.
that.
So
if that.
I'm saying
You
max.
better put something in there that you're okay with losing for real.
because most likely you're gonna lose, but
Don't be the flip.
But then again, you only lose if you sell.
if you
it.
sell, yeah, or I don't
So
know.
keep that in mind. Don't be the flip.
I'm still holding.
Don't be the flip.
Instead of buying bacon, egg, and cheese every day before going to school, I'm buying some Bitcoin.
You just paid off your debt, remember? Come on, baby.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, but back to Beyond Meat. I'm gonna short that one if it keeps going up, and then
Oh yeah, my bad.
and then the
Oh yeah. Besides,
and then
next to the watch list.
and then tech.
Mhm.
Tech. I mean, we're bullish on tech. So
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
pick a company, and then by the way, with tech, Google splits next week, so
Oh yes, that's right. The split is coming next week.
that
That's right.
that could also be a bullish thing for them, For
Bro, that could be a little push in the market
yeah,
too.
yeah, exactly. People want to buy Google. I mean, you know what surprised me? Google was down over 6% this week too.
Yeah, I know.
So I was kind of shocked because Google's such
I'm
a good company.
surprised. And then usually with a split, the volume gets higher. Right before the split,
Yeah.
people are buying those positions.
Yeah, Amazon's been leveling off after it dipped after the split, so probably the same thing's going to happen with Google. But I think Google's
I
a
wanna
better
see what
company.
happens with-
I think Google's a
Yeah,
better company
yeah.
than Amazon,
Yeah,
to be honest.
yeah.
But yeah, we'll see what happens, man. That's all I got for the watch list.
Beautiful, man. Well said. Well said.
All right,
Say the
fellas.
flip, baby. Let's go, man.
Oh, I'm definitely hyped for this week's topic train.
Bro, me too. Me too.
So, for this week's topic train discussion, we're going to be talking about our top 3 tips to effectively create a budget. We got a lot of comments in our DM about, Flip, how do you do the budget? Like, first of all, Flip, you're in debt. Like, you don't even have a budget. How are you going to give budget advice? I said, well, you know what? You're here to learn from my mistakes. That's what the Flip is here for, right? So I guess I'll start it off with my top advice for budgeting. The first thing I'm going to say is be disciplined. That's where when you hear the word budget, you just got to be disciplined from the start to the finish of the month. So let me get straight into it. The first thing you have to do is be disciplined in the sense of carve out a time a week before the month starts to sit down, identify all your expenses, the frequency of your income to see, all right, how much is going to go into my bills and when is it going to go? When does it have to be paid for, right? And then the next, you get to look at your subscriptions. And after that, you look into the extra stuff, gas, food, haircuts, right? And all that good stuff. And the most important thing is be disciplined in the sense of what's the difference between my needs and my wants, right? There's a lot of confusion sometimes. You know,
Like that, Flip. I like that a lot.
I need this or I want that. Learn from the Flip. Do you need another iPad? No. Use your 2017 iPad, Flip. Okay, but I bought a new one. So that's besides the point, right? And be realistic. I guess the first few weeks of paying my debt off when I really started doing my budget because I had to. I'm like, I can't even invest because I'm in so much debt. 70% paid off. Cool. Right now, I kicked it up to 80% of my debt being paid off. So I got 20%. Well,
Clap
what am I
on
going to
that
do,
one.
right?
Clap on that one. Here we go. Here we go.
You feel me?
All right, Flip.
So this is where, all right, I have to practice what I preach. I have to be disciplined with paying off the final 20% on my debt. How am I going to do that? Well, thankfully, I have a raise. I got promoted, so that's going to help out a lot faster with paying this debt off. There's a lot of extra wants that I had to really cut off. I had to be, just realistic, and which is the hardest part, right? I want to go out to dinner. I want to take the wife out on a date. I want to see the boys, get a boat, rent a boat. And I was like, what's more important? Paying off my debt, investing, or going on a boat? going on a boat. Let's keep it real now, right? So
It's called balance,
I
right?
think that's the, that's the best advice, is just being disciplined. I guess from start, make sure you carve out the time to actually create your budget plan. And I forgot the most important thing. Set a goal. Remember, it is a budget plan. So for every plan you have, you need to have a goal.
Sure.
My goal, for this next week or next 2 weeks to pay off this 20% or the 20% left of debt, is I got to pay it off by any means necessary. So that means not doing extra traveling, not buying extra food outside, just stay home and cook, right? And really just follow. I think the hardest part is just monitoring and controlling, the spending throughout the month. So just gotta be realistic. I know the easiest part is just, paying off all your bills on time, but then it's what do you do with the leftover money that you have? Am I gonna spend it or am I gonna invest it? And that's completely up to you. So again, be disciplined by just knowing the difference between your wants and needs. And that's going to come, towards the end where you paid off all your debt, you paid off your bills, and now you have this extra money. And that is my advice.
Good shit, Flip. Here we go,
That's what I'm
man.
talking about, kid.
That was good, bro. That was well done. Well done. I definitely think that adds value for sure, bro. That was well done.
I'll let you know how it goes next week.
In the Chronicles of
The flip.
paying off
F
his
that
debt.
And his debt.
In the flip and his debt. Yeah, man. Good job. Good job. That was well done. All right, so I guess I'll take the next tip here. All right, so so I would say that my tip to an effective budget would definitely be to be flexible. Now, let's talk about the whole idea of making a budget, right? Why do you do it, and what you're trying to accomplish? In my opinion, when I make a budget, my objective, or what I'm trying to accomplish, is I'm trying to work within those numbers, right? I'm trying not to go into my savings and take any money out. That's defeating the purpose of having the budget, right? So I think that you have to learn the skill, and this is what's really helped me. This has really elevated me to the next level as far as being in control of my finances and having the skills to elevate myself to the next level. So I think having the skill of being flexible and being able to maneuver the numbers and manipulate the numbers the way that you need to in case something comes up, I think that will help you dramatically. And I'm going to give you an example. Let's just say that you have a budget for your weekend. Every weekend you give yourself, let's say, $100, right? Which is very typical. This is something that I do. So let's say every weekend you give yourself, let's say, $100, $150 for your enjoyment. You got to find that balance, right? You got to have some kind of enjoyment in your life. So put that into your budget. I'm budgeting for that item. That weekend money, I'm budgeting for that. So that's a budget item for me, okay? So I deserve to enjoy myself because that's in my budget and I'm accounting for it, It's not a big chunk of money. It's a little piece of my income. So let's say you just say, let's say $100 for easy math, right? So let's say along the lines of your weekend or whatever it is, or your week, you end up spending more money in your gas budget, right? Say you have $80 for gas, but you end up spending $100, right? So now, instead of taking an extra $20 out of your bank account, what I do is I maneuver my money. So now, instead of $100 for my weekend, I got $80, right? Because that $20 that I spent on gas, that extra gas expense, I took it out of my already existing budget. So I think being able to maneuver and being able to be flexible with yourself and not get to the point where you're going into your savings to say, it's $50. I got to get a haircut, so let me take out $50. It's only $50, right? But no, those $50, you do that over a course of a year, those add up, right? So you got to be able to work within your numbers. Whatever the number is that you set for yourself, or whatever the budget is, work with it, move it around, maneuver it. If something is short, put it into something else, right? And the same thing with the weekend money. Like I told you give yourself $100. Let's say that you don't do much that weekend, so you're left with $60. Put that into your food budget, right? So now you can alleviate your food budget for next week. Or, if you're a little short, you can maybe borrow your $100 for next weekend. Borrow it for this weekend, right? So work within your numbers and be able to be flexible. I think that's one of my keys to success as far as what has worked with me and what I found to be successful as far as holding on to my money and generating wealth for myself for years now. So that is definitely a top tip for anybody listening to be
Love it.
effective with the budget.
That's great, man. That's great, Nick. You know what? That's very similar to what I do with mine. You know, I get myself. I always do it. I do it monthly with my budget. So I set myself up with, all right, this is how much money I'm gonna have this month for myself, and then that's it. I can't go over. You know, like if I go, it could come down to that last week, and I have $20, and like that's all I got. You know, that I'm gonna have to find something in the house to eat for lunch because I'm not buying nothing. You know, like,
That's it.
can't
man.
buy nothing. So.
That's it.
That's good. That's definitely a good point. For me, my tip is going to be, you know, what really helped me out a lot was I started, it's automation. When I started putting all my bills to be automatically paid, that I don't have to worry
Great
about
tip,
them.
bro.
I don't have
a
to
great
worry
point.
about it. Like I don't have to go
Set
in and
it
pay
and
this
forget
and
it.
that. You know, like
sir.
that. I sleep so much better now. You know, but obviously you have to know how much money you have in your bank account to do that. So what I do is, you know, I add up all my bills and then I multiply it by 1.3, right? Or whatever, you know. So I give myself 30% more, a cushion of my expenses. So let's say if it's $1,000, then I'll have $1,300, you know, in my account, in my bank account for my bills. I have that, and then
Great, bro.
my money. For me, I take it out and I always carry cash. So I take my money in cash and I keep it in my drawer. Hopefully my wife doesn't hear because she's gonna steal my money. But
Damn,
She's
you
gonna
giving-
go right
giving
into
away
it.
your secrets, man.
I know. Hopefully she don't listen to.
It's like now saying that's
this-
my
This,
money.
this is a true test if she really listens to the podcast.
Yeah, I know.
I'm not-
So but automation, man. I'm telling you, I sleep so much better. I'm like, all right, I don't gotta pay
Now,
this.
is this like everything across the board?
Everything except investing. Investing, I deposit my own money in there
Gotcha.
because that changes every month. You know.
Gotcha.
You know, but as far as every like the bills, the predictable bills, cable, I have that car payment that gets taken out, Con Ed,
Phone bills.
yeah, Verizon,
Yeah.
if you have Verizon or whatever,
Living expenses.
yeah, the stuff that doesn't change every month, that's automated. You know,
Right.
What about subscriptions?
I
That too.
don't even have any subscriptions to be honest, bro. Because when my phone bill, I get. Like with Verizon, the plan I have, I get what do I got? I got Hulu and Disney Plus. So my son, he always watches Disney Plus. That's included with my phone bill.
Straight.
So-
That's a hack right there.
That's
That's a
whatever.
hack.
And I don't have Netflix. I use somebody else's sometimes if I even watch Netflix. You know, everybody does
That's
that.
a hack.
That's definitely a hack. I'm not gonna say whose it is, but yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And then
I
you know,
use flips. To be honest with you, I
Actually,
use flips.
Netflix. If you're listening, we have our own subscription.
we all have our own
Share
subscription.
passwords.
This is for
Oh
entertainment.
yeah,
purposes
that's right.
only.
Yeah. This is,
Entertainment purposes.
So,
only.
yeah, I mean,
don't find us.
that helped me out a lot because before I started doing that, I would be like, all right, I got to keep track. All right, this bill is due on this day. This bill is due on that day. I got to go.
That's a pain in the ass.
No, it is, man. It is.
That's a pain in the
Yeah.
ass.
So now when I get paid, I used to before like my money was straight. I used to be checking my account every day. You know, like, oh, do I got money
I
for
don't miss nothing.
what do I have to
Shit.
pay? What do I have to pay this week? What do I have to
Yeah,
pay that
yeah,
week? Now I just put everything on auto pay. You know, I got Easy
Yeah.
Pass. You know, I got to drive to Brooklyn and Queens every day, so I got to pay those tolls. So $290.
Yeah,
That's
I don't
that's
miss
minimum
that at all.
$290 a month. Sometimes 2 times.
Oh,
You know,
man.
yeah,
Man, oh, man.
Excluding
it's
gas.
it's
Work
rough.
right there.
It's rough. But yeah, so once I started automating everything, like I just have more peace, man. I don't worry about it, and then I just got to worry about, all right, I got to work, I gotta invest my money, I gotta look for trades, look for good opportunities, you know?
You could be using your time doing other
Yeah.
things.
Because come on, who wants to look at their bills anyway? You know, that sucks. Like, you know, so
I know, bro.
that's my tip. Like, if you can, I mean, it's gonna take time. You know, it's gonna take time.
Sure.
If
sure.
if you've never made a budget before, it's gonna take probably a month or two to get in the groove of things. You know.
Yeah.
But
You got to build that habit, though. That's the most important thing.
Yeah, for sure, man.
At least 3 months of being disciplined, being flexible.
I mean, I
and
think
setting up
once
that
you got it,
motivation.
you got it, though, right? Like, once, bro, I've been on a budget since I was like 19 years old, to be honest, bro.
Yeah.
Like, a super, super long time. So it's like,
Yeah.
this is a regular thing for me.
Yeah.
Man. I don't know any other way to live without it. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So,
Yeah, man. I've been budgeting for the past 2 to 3 hours, man. It's,
You know what I'm
feels
saying,
great.
Flip?
Nah.
You feel me?
nah, me, I didn't really budget like that. It was
Well,
my budget
yeah.
was a little bit more, like you said, flexible, but I don't know. I didn't prioritize certain things, before.
Sure.
But now that as I'm older, I'm already 36 now. It's like I don't need that stress with
I hear you, bro.
with work
I hear you,
and kids and wife.
I hear you,
It's I just want to come home and just chill,
I hear you, bro.
So-
I mean, I didn't take it in my younger years. I didn't take it as serious as I do now, like keening in on, like really zoning in on what it is. But but before I knew that there was a certain zone that I wanted to stay in. So there was really no blind spending as far as that. So I don't really have much experience with that. But as far as just a budget in general is just, I think it's essential for financial success, bro. Like, seriously, essential.
No,
So
Yeah, it's the only way you're going to reach financial
Definitely.
freedom.
exactly, man.
Definitely.
So,
You need that
you
plan.
need to know where all your money's going.
Exactly,
Have
yeah.
to. If you don't know where it's going, then you're gonna waste it.
yeah, right.
It's-
Like, there's nothing blind here. There's no, not knowing nothing. Like, you got to know everything, man. So I hope these tips helped everybody, though. Really, like, I think we really brought some value here. So I really think that these were solid, man.
And I'm excited to see everyone's comments.
If you got any more questions,
on our social media.
DM us.
Please.
We all got our page. We all check the Eternal Money podcast page.
Yeah, man.
So hit us up with more questions, and
And even if, I guess we could say, if anybody wants to, give us some recommendations as far as our topic trains, right?
yeah.
Definitely be willing to hear
True.
what's up and what you guys
Oh,
want to hear.
absolutely.
And how do other people budget? Because everybody has their own style.
For sure. Yeah, absolutely. There's not just one way. There's many, many ways, and we would love to hear your way.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely.
For sure.
So
Man.
I think with that we're
Alright,
good.
What a great show today. Well, so that concludes this week's show. Thank you for joining us on another episode of the Eternal Money Podcast. Again, don't forget to rate us, leave us a review, and share this podcast if you learned anything or know anyone who would find this information helpful. Once again, our social media is on Instagram at Eternal Money Podcast, on Twitter at Eternal Money Pod, and on YouTube, follow us, subscribe on the Eternal Money Podcast. Please tune in next week to see if big tech will continue to outweigh big finance. All right, everyone, have a great week.
All right, man. So
Be
you guys
safe.
be good. Thank you for coming by, watching, listening, and we'll talk soon. Look forward to seeing you guys next week.
Yeah.
Peace.
We appreciate you guys.
Peace.
Thank you. And still don't trust the market.
Yeah, get your money right.
Peace.
Stay positive. All
Don't
right?
bet on Doge.
Peace out. Peace.
Peace.